So welcome back to my channel. I'm Star, and today we're going to talk about a video that I saw on TikTok. And I noticed that TikTok is like a microcosm to every little toxic thing that happens in the Black community. But this one was very interesting. And so the video that you should have saw, well, you should see, it's talking about this girl and how like she understands how the world perceives her, and she understands that like she's not everybody's cup of tea simply by default, simply because she's a Black girl. And you know, when you talk about stuff like this, when you talk about how you understand that not a lot of people will like you, everyone always say it's because you don't love yourself, or you should just love yourself. People just want to reply with that type of message, and I get it, but it's not going to fix the underlying issue of the society we live in. With that being said, this video isn't going to go in a direction you think. Like, I'm going to contextualize a little bit more into what I feel like she didn't say. With that being said, like, I don't care. I don't care about misogyny. Yes, I know it happens. Yes, I'll use the word, but I don't care. I don't care about people being racist towards me. I don't care. I don't care about people being like being biased or whatever. I don't care. The key is to, and I feel like a lot of young girls on TikTok fall into this type of issue because they're like talking, they're like bringing awareness to it, but they have to understand at some point it's like the colorism topic. At some point you just have to like stop caring. It exists. It's always going to be an issue, and you can inform people, but like don't let that shit run your TikTok. I just choose not to care about most of the things that happen, and it may sound ignorant, it may sound like I am just a very aloof person, but I just don't care. So I saw her video and I agree with her, what she's saying, but at the end of the day I don't care. It's like, you know what also it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to insert another video in. It's like the Black woman luxury movement. I saw a TikTok video of that, right? I love it. It's great. Living for it. Then I saw a video of a girl who's talking about it, and she's breaking down all the things that's wrong with the Black woman luxury movement. Like, oh, we need to recognize this. We need to recognize that. Like, how many battles you want us to fight? Like, I'm tired. Let me have my luxury moment. Let me curate and have my little ecosystem to where I can filter out a lot of the BS and I could live a happy life, because I can't spend my life fighting battles that are most likely never going to come to light, at least in this country. Or perhaps they will come to light, because there are a lot of Black women that are waking up and starting businesses and doing their thing. But I can't live my life stressing over like every little thing. And yeah, there are huge issues in the world, and we should address all of them, but that doesn't mean that we can't have a luxury movement, you know? So when I saw that video with that girl talking about how a lot of people treat Black women and how people treat Black women, how she knows that they're not her type, I'm just like, I don't care. I get it though. I get it as a Black woman. I get it, but I don't care. Like, if you're not my cup, if I'm not your cup of tea, I don't care. If I am not your cup of tea, then I am not the cup of tea for you, you know? And I understand that like not everybody's gonna find Black women attractive. Not everyone's gonna like us. That's just how it is. Not everyone's going to like you in life. But to me, if you don't like me because of my race, you're racist. And therefore I do not care. I don't care. Oh God. Okay, I'm fine. I don't care, and I don't seek the approval of you either. And I think that's why I used to rub a lot of people sometimes I rub people the wrong ways, because I come off as nonchalant and confident, because I just don't care. Like, you want me to be one way, but then when you meet me, and I feel like people, when they meet, they'll say like they don't like black girls, then they'll meet a black girl and they'll be like, oh, I like black girls. Like, you want me to be one way, then you meet me and you're like, oh, you're not what I thought you to be, so you treat me differently. No. Like, yeah, you thought I was gonna act this way, but I'm not. You thought I wasn't gonna be well spoken, but I am. But would I give your ass a chance? No, because you're ignorant. You know, it's like when people say, oh, you're pretty for a black girl. That's not a compliment, but try again next time. Seriously, try the F again next time. It's not a compliment. Okay, I'll give you another side story of why I think of like what that girl's saying in that video. I'm just gonna give you another side story. Okay, so one of my managers at my job used to always talk to me crazy. He used to always say the N-word around me, and he thought, and this is facts, and this is why I had to stand up for yourself. He thought because I was black, I wasn't going to that I use the N-word all the time, and I don't, unless I'm describing a dusty ass guy in front of a corner store that's harassing me. I don't really use it. I'm being dead serious. So one day I had to tell him, I was like, yo, I don't talk like that. I don't let my brothers talk to me like that. You don't talk to me like that, because I find it disrespectful. He never said it again. Like, I also think this manager liked me, but it was because I was dark skinned. Why he would probably never try to date me. And I've met guys like that, guys that have told me that, like, I've never thought about dating a black girl until I dated you, and well, until I've been around you. And I'm like, that's not a compliment.com. Try again later, you know. So I see where that girl's coming from, and how the world perceives you as a black woman, and how they treat you, like, and how you know you're not gonna be someone's cup of tea, for the simple default reason that you're black, and how you know you'll be treated differently because you're black. And here's a side story about that. A lot of people have biases when it comes to black women. I would say black men too, but we're not talking about them. They have biases, okay? So for example, like at my old job, there was this girl. She was blonde with blue eyes, and she was a very pretty girl. She had like spirally, God, I'm sorry, I live in a hood. Hold on. I live at let me give you some advice. Whenever you want to rent, do not rent at the side of where there's a road, where there's a main road. You will be annoyed all your life. It's the most annoying thing in the world. So anyways, there was this girl I used to work with. She was a very pretty girl. She had curly hair. She was blonde, whatever, right? This girl used to say the craziest shit. She was a wild girl. She used to say the craziest shit. She used to drop out in dances and twerks and stuff. People just thought she was a fun, fresh of air. Fun, fresh of air. Breath of fresh air. People, that's how a lot of people gravitated towards her. It's the weirdest shit in the world. I just thought she was a wild white girl, but a lot of people gravitated towards her. She was very outgoing, you know. She kind of dazzled everyone. She didn't dazzle me, because I already knew her game, because I knew girls like her. She was very fun, very outgoing, very smiley. But, you know, you would ask her to hang out after work. She wouldn't hang out with nobody. And after she left, she didn't keep in contact with nobody. Like, and she doesn't have to, but I know her type. You know, she was just along for the ride and just working and doing her thing like everyone else. But I know her type, because I've seen it before. So that's why I don't understand when people get like so starstruck around certain people, and it's like, why are you so starstruck around this girl? She's only here talking to you because she works here. If she wasn't here, she would not be talking to you. Versus me, I'm very like, oh, I don't know what that is. I'm very like chill. I don't know, I'm non-confrontational, and I don't know, we were cool together, but we never like we hung out on a job, but we never hung out. So like, but how people perceive me versus her was very different. And I could tell, like, if I was very like wild like she was, they would not think that I'm a breath of fresh air. I'm telling you now, they would think that I'm ratchet, because I've seen girls that are my color and darker who are outgoing, who says loud, boisterous things or vulgar things just the way she says it, and they get categorized as something not nice. So I realized that people are very biased, and even me, they tried so hard, and because I have this nonchalant personality and I'm calm and I'm not confrontational, because I'm this way, they tried so hard to box me into a category. Like, oh, Candace, you look like you like to party and go to a lot of clubs all night and listen to a lot of Jamaican music. That seems more like your crowd. And I'm like, no, I like to go at home and sleep. And if I wanted to, there's nothing wrong with partying either. But yeah, I feel like they really tried to box me into a category so that they can justify me being a stereotype. It's like they wanted me to be a stereotype. But whereas this girl, loud, opinionated, sometimes she was difficult. Everyone just said she was quirky, a breath of fresh air, outgoing. And she literally had everyone on her pinky finger. So people will perceive you differently. Where the hell is my eyebrow makeup? I'm sorry, I thought I was prepared. Oh man, I'm so freaking hot. Where's my eyebrow makeup? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so people will like treat you differently. And I get it. Like, I get when you're a black girl, we have it 10 times worse. Like, 10 times worse. Let me tell you something else. I used to work at this job. And I was not there for long, but this job was a very high-end, it was for a very high-end clothing department store. And I used to work in an administrative side of it, right? When I tell you, everybody in that job, well, in that area where I work, was white, young, and pretty. And there were a few black women, but they didn't look like me. Like, they were a little older, more heavier set, you know? So I'm just like, wow. Like, I was talking to one of the girls, I was like, this is a great job. How did you get this job? She's like, oh, I just got out of college. And I'm like, really? You got a job at this store? It's called Berghoff, by the way. At Berghoff. Really? Wow. And yeah, a lot of them just, got a job there, and they were able to train and work their way up. And I was there as a temp. And I wasn't given that chance. They wanted me to have it all in one day. Like, they wanted me to memorize everything in one day, while these girls got a chance to like learn and shit. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, I feel like the world really does treat black women differently. But, and I'm not saying that the girl in the TikTok video is playing the victim card. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, like, you can put the message out there and hope that people will listen to you. But at the end of the day, you just have to keep on pushing, because the world really does treat us differently, and that's just how it is. Like, that's just how it is. And then, you know what? There is a good light at the end of the tunnel, because you will find people that are genuine. And those are the people that I gravitate to, the people that I like, the genuine people. The genuine people that don't try to box you into a category, that treats everyone the way they would want to be treated, those are the people that you become friends with. Those are the people that you keep close to you, because not a lot of people are like that. And I have come across people like that in my time, you know? So yeah, you're always going to be put into a category. You're always going to be labeled as something. It's just, you know that saying, if you don't have, I'm sorry, it's a big ass truck. You know that saying, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. Yeah, it really is true. If you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. Like, that's one of the reasons why I'd rather just not go back and try to work in anybody's office, because I already know people are going to try to come at me crazy. And it's not just non-black people, it be your own people too that be trying to lump you into a category, that be trying to diagnose you, that's always trying to come after you. And this is a clear key. It's also people not giving you the benefit of the doubt. This is a dead giveaway that people are very biased towards you because of your complexion if they don't give you the benefit of the doubt. I said in my last video yesterday that I have like a very caring nature. Like, I'm very, believe it or not, like, I'm very considerate, and I try to treat people how I would want to be treated, you know? Even though I can be slightly self-absorbed, I still understand that, you know, you should treat people the way you would want to be treated. And if people are being biased towards you, then they're not good people. Let me post this down. Oh damn, it's already down. Okay. I'm gonna try not to move because it's making noise. It's my chair. Yeah, people are always gonna be biased towards you. People are never really gonna want to give you the benefit of the doubt. That's just how it is. It's really annoying and it's very depressing when you think about it, but you kind of just have to pull through. And a part of the reason why it's like this is because, one, we live in an inherently racist society. Two, we live in a society that has a lot of misogyny. And three, we have double targets on our black women. And black men don't understand that when you're a woman and you're a black woman, you're placed in a vulnerable situation, okay? You're placed in that situation. You're placed in that situation tenfold. Whatever they go through, you go through tenfold. And it wouldn't even be like, it doesn't even have to be like getting shot up on the street. It's literally being harassed at work, being sexually harassed at work, people being passive aggressive towards you, people being racist towards you, being murdered or killed by your counterparts. Like, literally, you're more vulnerable because you're a woman and because you can't defend yourself. That's why it hits you. Living in this society as a black woman hits you tenfold. And that's why I say, like, you just have, oh God, I'm gonna have to cut that, whatever. I don't care. My armpits are not shaved and I don't care. I'm posting this video and I'm not editing it out. Fuck it. Anyways, that's why. And yes, I do shave my armpits, but I'm lazy. I'm posting this video. I don't care if you guys just saw it. But that's why, I just don't care about anything, because I know the society that we live in already, and I know how hard it is for women, especially black. No, fuck it. We're talking about black women, especially for black women. That's why I don't care about anything. Like, if it's not about black women, I don't care. Like, and I know it sounds really bad, but that's just, it has to be, that is how it should be. And a couple of YouTubers woke me up to this, because we fight about everything and we don't even fight about for ourselves. That's why I don't care, you know? That's literally why I do not care. So yeah, People are always gonna perceive you or try to label you a certain way when you're black. You kind of just have to not care. Like, think about it like this. Think about just a random guy on his motorcycle being annoying. Think about it like this. Think about a Naomi Campbell, okay? Naomi Campbell is a fashion model, okay? She is a high caliber fashion model. And she has graced many spaces with her beauty, many spaces that no regular person can get to, okay? These are upper echelon, these are top tier, these are, you have to have money or status or know somebody to even see those type of heights, okay? So Naomi Campbell has walked through and slayed and kept her head up high, and she is a deep, dark-skinned woman, okay? And I'm pretty sure people have always tried to label her as something. They probably always try to label her as strong or, you know, aggressive. You know how people are. They're always trying to label black women, but she just keeps her head up high, and it's hard. But that's how I choose to live my life. I can try to make people see what I see, but people are, and it's kind of like one of those the more you know situations, the more you wish you didn't know, because you really could try to make people see what you see how they treat you, see that, okay, you're biased towards me, but you're nicer to the white people, to the white girls or to the white boys. You have an unconscious bias about you, or you're passive aggressive, or you're slightly condescending when you talk to me. You could try to make people see those things, but they're never going to see it because they're not you. And especially if they already come from like a very ignorant or like racist home, they're really not going to see it. So I say save your breath and just live your best life. If there are people that are slightly, and I like to say racially insensitive, then maybe if you want, you can educate them. Like if they have a good heart and they're just racially insensitive, you can like tell them, hey, you know, I didn't like it. But I say F it. Like, we live in a cold world, and this world is not fair, and I don't believe in playing fair anyway. I don't. And whoever has a problem with it, oh well, like, who cares? Because at the end of the day, your happiness comes first. At the end of the day, when you die, none of this shit matters. The only reason why we go through this is because we're in a society that glorifies whiteness, because white people built this society off of the blacks of black people. So that's the only reason why we as black women go through this. So I say, hey, get in where you fit in, find genuine people to be around, and just hold yourself up to a higher standard, and don't waste your breath trying to educate people, because they're not going to understand. Like, people are going to be ignorant regardless, and that's honestly, that's something I really had to like come to terms with, that no matter what, people are not going to understand you sometimes. Only a rare few of people will get you or get where you're coming from. Like, obviously if they're black and they look like you, maybe they'll get you, but I'm talking about non-black people. That's why you just can't care about what they think or like how they treat you. You just have to like make your voice known and tell them that you won't be treated like this. That's all. And it's so funny because I remember when I was growing up, I had this friend, and you're gonna hear me talk about this friend a lot in this series, because even though we got off on the wrong, well, we didn't get off, even though we ended off on a bad foot, I'm gonna bring up this friend a lot in my YouTube videos, and I might even do a story time about her. Even though we stopped being friends, I learned a lot from her, and I kind of understood a little bit more about her. And I admire a lot of things about her, even though we're not friends anymore. See how big of a person I am? But yeah, like, I really did. And if it's one thing I learned, I admired about her, is that she was very, very confident. Like, when I met her, she was just always this way. She was extremely confident, and while me at the time, I was more coy and more still nonchalant, but I wasn't like her. She was very confident, and she had this way of talking, and every job that she went on, people would say she's difficult or blah blah blah, and she would just be like, fuck it, I don't give a F. I don't give a F. And that's how I choose to live my life. It wasn't years later until I realized that that's how you're supposed to be. Who cares if they think you're difficult? Who cares if they think you're angry? Who cares if they have a bias towards you, or if you're not their cup of tea? I don't care, you're not my cup of tea anyway. And here's the crazy thing. For the guys that be like, oh, I didn't even talk about those guys, but the guys that be like, oh, I wouldn't even date black girls. If you ask me, if you're not white and only like white women, or Hispanic and only like Hispanic, well, actually, no, let's scratch Hispanic. But if you are not white or Indian or Asian and only liking your type, that's okay. Like, if for you to say you don't like black girls and you are white or Asian or Indian and you will only date your type, that's okay. People are allowed to only date their type. But if you, and this is what I meant to say, if you are black and only say you like white girls, or if you are Hispanic and dark skinned Afro-Hispanic and only like freaking white Hispanic girls, then if you ask me, and honestly, I can say this about all race of men, if you ask me, if you need society to tell you what's beautiful, then you, my friend, are a weak man. And yeah, you're just a weak ass man, and I would never even think about dating. Like, the thought would never even come into my head, because you're weak. I don't date men that need society to curate or determine who they date. I don't need society to I don't like men that need society to tell them who's attractive and who's not attractive. I'm sorry. Why are people in this neighborhood so annoying? Like, fucking annoying. Like, they're the most annoying ass people. Like, oh my god. And I'm gonna do plenty of story times about my neighborhood, but yeah, if you are that way, then you're not the man for me, and I wouldn't date you anyway. I like to say those type of guys are weak. Just think about it like that. Whenever you hear a guy fix their mouth to say they wouldn't date a woman simply because of her complexion and simply because of her race, instead of going on a rant about colorism, because no one's gonna listen, just say they're weak. Say they're weak men, because that hurts more. Okay, thank you for tuning in. See ya.